Reddit, what secret are you taking to the grave? NSFW. Possibly NSFW. Edit, wow. I went to sleep, trudged into work, and then saw how much this blown up. You guys have some great secrets. I, female, had sex with our dog when I was 11 to 13. Edit, I went to bed hoping this would not make it this high up. I'll keep answering any questions you have as honestly as I can. Edit 2, I'm not getting this Colby reference from half of you. Was it rough? You mean how Trebek's mother likes it? When my brother committed suicide I was walking into his house to go hang out, and I never knocked because we're best friends, so his house is my house and my house is his house. Anyway, I walked in, got some food from the kitchen and figured he might have a girl over because usually he'll hear me and say what's up from across the house, so I didn't bother him. I've been in his house eating for about 10 minutes when I hear the gunshot that killed him. When anyone asks I tell them I found him like that. I don't think I'll be able to ever tell anyone I know that if I would have just knocked or walked down the hall I might have saved his life. Edit, to give an insight on any reasoning for what my brother did, whether it be financial issues, relationship troubles or what have you, I'll give you the last line of the short note he wrote before he died. It reads, "So I am truly sorry if you think I'm being selfish when I have been selfless my entire life and it has left me with nothing. Rest in peace brother, I miss you." That's not on you, man. Edit, wow, golden, so much karma for reaching out to a Redditor in the smallest way. Thank you so much. When my cousin died a few years ago my family went over to his house to look around for a sense of closure. I ducked away for a bit and noticed his computer was still on. On his desktop was his porn folder. I deleted it before my aunt and uncle saw it. Edit, a word. That's the only genuinely nice thing on this thread. The first person I ever fapped to was Wanda from the Fairly Odd Parents. Okay. This is really the only response. Me and my wife were going through tough times. I just got back from Afghanistan. I played Russian roulette with my .357 Magnum, 3 loaded. I lost. Getting a divorce now and alive. You know you were serious about Russian roulette, or clinically depressed, which happens to the best of us. When I lost refers to not getting a bullet in the face. For some reason I thought op meant he did shoot himself but somehow survived. I now realize it makes more sense that he felt like he lost because of how severely depressed he was. Now I'm sad and I really hope op feels better soon. My mother killed my father when I was 8 years old, with a shotgun blast to the face. He bled out through what was left of his head into my lap. Blood has a smell of stink, when there's enough of it around. She got off, because it was a self-defense situation. She sent me to school the next day, and ever since I've pretended that I'm a well-adjusted, stable person. I'm not. Go. To. A doctor. Into your lap? Where were you sitting when she shot him? I'm so sorry dude. That's so fucked up. When we were kids, a female cousin and I played doctor around the age of 6 or 7. Talked about it a few years ago around the age of 25, became deeply intimate and have had really incredible sex several times over the last few years. She recently got married and we have since ended our relationship. We are both normal, successful, contributing citizens, you'd never know. Hopefully no one finds out, but I miss her and our level of intimacy. Yo, but how was there no fucking my cousin on Reddit already? I wanted the past tense, but it was taken. You want future tense too, but she's taken. I'm not sure if I'm going to take this to the grave or not. Several months ago I 22 had I'm lonely and you're lonely sex with my ex-girlfriend 19. The next day we woke up and decided mutually that it was a mistake, we should move on, etc. Well, that small mistake turned into a larger one, she got pregnant. We wrestled with a lot of things for the next few weeks. Did she want to consider abortion? No. Did she want to consider adoption? Possibly. How do we tell our parents? My parents would be upset, then immediately turn into the supportive parents they are. Hers would absolutely cut her off, never talk to her again, completely disown her. They told her they would, hundreds of times, when she was growing up. So, we struggled. 1 week turned into 2, which turned into 3. She was now 8 weeks pregnant. I get a call one night last week around 1 a.m, she says that she is heading to the hospital, that something isn't right. I meet her there, she describes incessant bleeding and very bad cramps. After 5 hours in the hospital, the doctor confirms what we'd already begun to fear, she had had a complete miscarriage. Just like that, then, She was no longer pregnant. Even in the middle of this terrible incident, she said she wanted no one to know about it. No one. About the pregnancy, about the miscarriage, about anything. I'm still conflicted. Miscarriages are very emotional events, and I can't go to my parents to talk it over with or hug it out with my best friend or anything. It's been a weird, rough few days. My dad's a National Socialist and he regularly goes to meetings. I was raised on Germanic folklore and the idea that I'm superior to others because I'm of German descent. I have plenty of Jewish and slavish friends and I just tell them my dad died when I was younger. Doctor, my dad's a Nazi. Edit, wow, gold because my dad's a Nazi? That sounds like a sitcom with really poor taste. My dad's a Nazi, Mondays at 8. There was a TV series called Heil Honey I'm Home. Only one of the 8 recorded episodes was ever broadcast. A friend had an abortion before her marriage. Her husband doesn't know. It was his kid. She swore me to secrecy. I will never tell. I will never tell, he said. Starting now. I went to counseling for abuse after my parents divorced, and I was never abused, so they put me in the regular room with all the people there who were waiting for their siblings. I claimed my father abused me so I could go to the special room with all the abused kids. It was horrible. I had no right being in that room with all those people. They all were really messed up from what their parents had done to them, and I just got in so I could play Yu-Gi-Oh! Edit, I was probably 7 or 8, and for what I know my father did not get in trouble. I see him every week. I didn't know what I was doing back then. This sounds like something Cartman would do. Pretty sure he actually did something like that in one episode. He convinced every kid to tell the police their parents molested them and South Park became a town with only kids. Cartman also convinced people that his mom was molesting him to get a free iPad. This is fucked up and definitely a secret I'm taking to my grave. Back when I was 13 I had discovered masturbation, and the closest thing I could fap into was my mom's panties. I used to steal her panties, lick them, sniff them, wear them around the house under my pants. I would come on command while talking to her while trying to keep a straight face. It was weird, and exciting. Well into my teenager years, whenever my friends would invite me over, I used to sneak into their parents' room, and the sister's room or their own room and steal their panties. I would wear their panties and do the same, talk to them while coming with a straight face. They had no idea, I hope. It was also exciting to me, and it's fucked up as well. Thongs, G-strings, boy shorts and normal granny panties, I've accumulated all over the years and had close to 200 pairs. A few years ago I got serious with a girl. I fapped in her mom's panties as well, and moved in with her. I had to dispose my precious panty collection, so I did with sadness. Now I work in a job where I take care of people's luggages. Sometimes I go into female luggage and steal their panties, fap in them and return them in their luggage. Call me sick, I know it's fucked up, but it's a secret I'm taking to my grave. What the fuck? In 3rd grade, I cheated on my history exam. In 4th grade, I stole my Uncle Max's toupee and I glued it on my face when I was Moses in my Hebrew school play. In 5th grade, I knocked my sister Edie down the stairs and I blamed it on the dog. When my mom sent me to the summer camp for fat kids and then they served lunch, I got nuts and I pigged out and they kicked me out. But the worst thing I ever done, I mixed a pot of fake puke at home and then I went to this movie theater, hid the puke in my jacket, climbed up to the balcony and then I made a noise like this, hoo-wah 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 wah, and then I dumped it over the side, all over the people in the audience. And then, this was horrible, all the people started getting sick and throwing up all over each other. I never felt so bad in my entire life. I got halfway through before I recognized it, and then I instinctively finished it in Chunk's voice. Might as well get this off of my chest. Without going into great detail, purposely vague, more than 5 years ago I was a part of a group of 3 to 5 people that would successfully take the MCAT in place of others for a fee. We were all adept at taking the exam. Our clients were old money types with kids who could not make the cut, or didn't want to try. The fee was $100,000 plus any other extra charges. Fake fingerprints, IDs, prosthetics, you name it, and we did it. I had no qualms doing this as my reasoning was if they can't pass the exam, how in the fuck would they get through med school plus steps? Take their money and let them fail out of med. No problems until one of the clients actually managed to get through school and had racked up some malpractice, thankfully nothing too serious. It hit me hard to the point of attempted suicide. I quit and went to therapy and the group disbanded, for other reasons, shortly thereafter. I'm doing much better now, But this info is staying with me from people that I know, and staying with you, random reader. This should be a movie. AKA the pilot episode of Suits. That when my ex called me to look at something weird in the toilet, it was actually a really early miscarriage and not just really weird period stuff, because it would have mentally broken a girl that was already unstable. But I'm dying inside. I was giving my cat a belly rub and it jizzed all over my hand. You must give really good belly rubs. My freshman year of college, I was really hungover one morning and I was back at my parents' house for the rest of the weekend. I was wearing loose-fitting athletic shorts with no underwear, and kind of rocking back and forth in front of the TV to feel that satisfying slap. Any dude knows what I'm talking about. Well, I went to fart, but instead a stream of diarrhea squirted out just at the right moment and completely missed my shorts but got all over the carpet. I went to the bathroom to grab some TP, and by the time I got back to the living room, my dad was on his hands and knees cleaning it up and yelling at my dog. I've never had the heart to tell him it was my accident. TL, Doctor, I shat the carpet but let my dog take the blame while my dad cleaned it up. This is the only one that got me to laugh. I worked for a shipping company at a customer desk. A guy I had known came in to ship a package. He was a known drug dealer in my town. He didn't recognize me. The package was wrapped in duct tape. I took the package, brought it out back and made it disappear into my backpack. After my shift, I opened the package and found $37,890 in cash. I never went back to the job and never heard anything about it. I left Texas a month later with cash in hand. Power play. Also, that dude probably got murdered. He did get murdered. 3 years later in a bar in Laredo. Subscribe for more amazing stories. I said subscribe now. Otherwise this will open the door and eat you when you are asleep.